Hello everyone and welcome to this wonderful animation breakdown. I've had people ask me to make a tutorial for quite a while now on multiple different art mediums, so I'll probably go through those eventually, but for now we're just going to focus on this animation. Also because I don't really think when I do art. I just kind of do it. The first thing I did was make sure I blocked out each part of the limb and had overlapping bits of it. Like you can see each individual piece in the drawing. I was also looking at multiple different kinds of ways that people draw dragon anatomy just to make sure I had everything right. And by the end of it, I was left with this sketch, which did eventually turn into a reference sheet. I then transfer it all over to Procreate Dreams, where I divide each limb into its own segments, and I adjust where the anchor point is while grouping them in order to have it move as a puppet, even though we don't have any proper rigs in this app. I then proceeded to do the normal keyframing, in-betweens, whatnot, until I had something that looked like this. The back legs are just copies of the front, just 2 frames behind. And then we move on to the neck and tail. I had no problem doing the neck, but the tail was a bit of a struggle. I first had this version, then I sent my friends this version, and they agreed that this was much better. So after changing the back leg colors, fleshing out the tail, animating the ears, and the fluff, we were left with this. I then proceeded to not work on it for months until I sent my friends this. The head, ears, and body are all separate layers. I then added in Fayu's back stripe and her underbelly fur, leaving the legs for last as I wanted it to match the body. And let me tell you, this stage was a nightmare for going through layers. I mean, just there, look at them. I think I had like 230 by the time it was done. Once all the legs were drawn out, I put it into Procreate Dreams, and I made a shadow by just copy and pasting all the layers, coloring them blue, blurring it, and lowering the opacity. And then we were left with this, but it didn't feel right. The legs were too jittery, and I could tell there was something off with the knee. So I added another frame between the last one and the first one. I also ended up moving the back legs positions 3 frames away from their front leg position. And now we have our completed run cycle. Where is Vayu heading? Well, you're gonna have to find out next chapter. This OC is for my Ninjago AU, Etheris, which you can read on AO3. Currently there are 18 chapters and over 50,000 words, so if you want something that's gonna keep you busy for a while, I really recommend you go give it a read. Although I will warn you that quite a few of the earlier chapters are from 2022 when my writing wasn't the best. However, it does get really good as it goes forward, and I'm really proud of what I've created so far. Next chapter will be dealing with the aftermath of the previous events, introducing new characters, and taking our first good look into the departed realm. And that will be all. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial/breakdown, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!